What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm back again in one of my favorite countries I've visited so far, Armenia. This time I'm visiting when it's a little bit on the colder season, but it's not too cold today. But so far I already did a little walk around here, and of course the city is still looking great and vibrant. I'm in the capital here in Yerevan, but tomorrow I'm going to be going to a ski area where I think they got a cable car. I'm going to be hitting multiple locations, and I'm going to be here for 10 days, so I'm going to try to hit other parts of Armenia, maybe other cities. So today I'm just going to take it in and walk a little bit, so without further ado, join me. And of course here you got the pedestrian plaza. But even in a day like this, there's a lot of people. It's gonna be busier when I walk in the pedestrian plaza area, so I'll show you guys. And I gotta tell you, so far, I think this is probably one of the most walkable cities I've been, because everywhere is super walkable. And you get distracted because the architecture is beautiful, the streets are clean, you know, the people are pretty nice and humble. And everywhere, you know, you can literally connect. So like I said, I'm just gonna explore probably the main areas, taking it in, because I haven't really slept for over a day because it took me a while to travel from Southeast Asia over here. But the vibes here is just amazing that I don't really feel super tired either. So I'm gonna explore around and film for you guys. You guys know in the summer, this will be people sitting out here. Right now it's not like that, but it still looks pretty nice. And not only a city is clean and impeccable, but pretty organized. Like people drive and they really stop for the pedestrian people to cross. Gotta tell you, I literally just missed the winter back in the States in New York, but now I am catching a little bit of cold weather here in Armenia. And you can see, you know, the leaves literally fall down. That's pretty normal in the winter, but the vibes here are pretty good no matter what. People are out and about, you know. The city is always active no matter what time or what year you come by, you know, what season you come by. So I'm gonna make it towards one of these main streets, because when I was walking by, I saw a beautiful street here that I think is gonna be pretty interesting to film. You can see the plaza that I'm walking, the architecture pretty beautiful out here. I'm gonna merge into a corner here, and walk towards that street that's gonna connect me towards the pedestrian area. The pedestrian area is called Northern Avenue, so it's like an avenue that literally connects you from one portion of the city to another one. You can literally walk it. And there's like street performers and everything out there. So and the buildings in Yerevan are not really tall, but I'll tell you, they maintain it beautiful. This street here is actually gorgeous. And it's like a shortcut that takes you towards the Opera House, but you're gonna see how beautiful the architecture is. Then look at this sidewalk over here, how it looks, wow. Amazing, and the buildings. Let me wait until you see the architecture towards my left. It's gonna be actually pretty nice. Like over here, wow. And I'm pretty sure like in the summer it's even nicer when the leaves come out of the trees, you know. I just can't get enough of this beautiful city, man. You know, it's a decent sized city, and everywhere you go it's literally walkable. And then look at the sidewalk, how nice it is. With the trees, and then people just out and about, no matter what the weather is. And it gets even nicer here with the buildings, wow. I tell you, this is a city that you can literally not stop filming or exploring, because there's so much to see and so much to document out here. It seems like towards my right they have an opera event, because I hear women singing out there loud. So, wow, look at the street, man. And ahead of me it's gonna be a building, but it has like a little shortcut that takes you to the other side. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I just discovered this earlier when I went out to have food with my family, and I walked literally towards this way. So I'm gonna check out what's going on right here ahead, you know. Just want to show you the vibes right here. You see a regular building, and then they got the shortcut underneath. And you can see how busy the city is. I feel like it got a little bit warmer now. It was a little bit cooler earlier. And everywhere is walkable. You can walk literally here, or you can walk towards this way. Like you just don't know where to go. I think I'm just gonna take a little detour over this side to see what are the vibes, you know. But the city, like I say, it's pretty rich in history, and then they have like a lot of cafes, you know, a lot of vibes. I think also Armenia is pretty good in jazz music, if you like jazz. This country has it also. And this is one of the oldest countries in the world too. So like if you go outside the city, you'll see a lot of old churches and monuments that is pretty worth to explore. Look at the street, how gorgeous it is. And they got like this little alleyway here. Oh, they painted with street art, that's nice. I'm really loving the sidewalks, how cool they are. And you can see the people are super, super chill. They really don't mind you doing the vlogging or anything or where you're from. As long as you respect, Armenian people, they're pretty acceptable. They welcome everybody here. Even when I came, even though this is my second time to the country, the officer, when he stamped me in, he literally handed back my passport and he's like, welcome, That's crazy, man. Like, it makes you feel pretty welcome for the moment you get off of the airplane in the airport and then you come over here. This is like a main street over here. I think I've walked this street before. It's pretty nice. You can see pretty busy too. It's literally like if you're in a movie or something, admiring every single block that the street has to offer. This area, the leaves are still on, but they're a little bit burned. So this area would take me towards the Opera House and near the Cascades. So I know last time that was the last thing I do, but I think this time I'm gonna twist it up and do it different. I'm not sure if in this first video I'm gonna hit back to Cascades again. Maybe I will, because it's like a mountain that is literally covered with snow. So I'm probably gonna get like a nicer vibe of this, but just showing you the vibes, no matter what street you walk, it's actually pretty nice. And then you see how wide the sidewalks is. And like I say, it's literally super, super clean. You don't even see a roach or a rat or anything. Like, they really keep the place nice and the hygiene in Armenia. It's actually pretty good. And look how the people dress, pretty fashionable too. Like, they really have a good taste in terms of dressing up, fashion, outfit. Like, I just love the vibes out here. Then here it gets actually pretty busy. See the crowds, and then I want to show you literally like the architecture across the street. Like I said, it's a 3-story building, but it's nice. It reminds me of the brownstones in New York City. You guys know about me, you know that I'm a huge fan of architecture, especially old architecture in Armenia provides that, Like I say, the way how they design the streets like this one and the buildings is just awesome. Like I say, the city is super underrated in my opinion. So I do a little detour in the street to show you the architecture over here is pretty nice. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like if you're transported back in time, but they preserve it pretty nice in plenty year of 2026. All right, look at the street over here. Look how nice and beautiful it is and the details. It is so awesome out here. And also near the Opera House, they have an ice skating rink, even though there's nobody ice skating, but they also got like music playing out loud, but it's still pretty nice. Maybe I'll take a little shot and I'll insert it like a B-roll so you guys can check it out. And this over here is the National Opera House of Armenia. There's a building right here, and then they got like a plaza, a monument, and the ice skating ring ahead. But this is the National Ballet House, and there's a street performer over there. Later, I'm gonna make it towards the pedestrian area, where it's gonna be busy. I literally see busy a lot of people out there, but now I'm gonna walk towards the other side. Maybe I'll hit the Cascades. I think it's gonna be a nice view once I make it on top of there, so let's go check it out. So now I'm just gonna head to the Cascades. Not sure if I'm gonna go all the way up. The good thing is that they have like escalators, but I want to see what are the vibes over there. And then I'm gonna merge back down towards the pedestrian area, and then maybe I'll make it towards Republic Square and wrap up the video. And then I say tomorrow I got an adventure going on, gonna be with a tour guide that you guys already met him at one of my previous videos when I came here to Armenia. So we got multiple destinations ahead. And not sure if there's gonna be snow in the area that I'm gonna hit. It's probably gonna be a little bit colder, so I'll bring a little bit of layers over here. But let's walk ahead over here in the Cascade. That's one of the main attractions of this beautiful city in Yerevan. And this city is just dope, man. I remember the first time I came, I didn't expect, Yerevan or Armenia itself to be so dope. Like the people, everything, the cuisine, the vibes, it just hits different. Look at this building architecture, how nice it is. Also, in my opinion, if you live in this city, I don't think you really need a gym, because all the cardio that you do, walking around, friendly people. All the cardio that you do around, you know, and then going up the hills, you really don't need a gym. I couldn't focus the camera on the guy, but the guy was waving at me in the truck. So I'll tell you, friendly people out here, you know, they just don't mind. As long as you respect each other, it's all good. But yeah, I love it out here. It's just awesome. And you see the Armenian flag all over. Very proud of their country. I tell you, I'm loving the weather. It's like in the mid 50s, but sunny and not windy. So if you dress up like this, man, perfection, you know. Perfection, like, you know, I heard it was colder like probably like last month, but right now the weather's pretty much more stable. And here I'm hitting one of the major attractions, which is the Cascade, but gotta go all the way up. But here they got a couple of monuments. You can see it's a Marriott Plaza, and then you could go all the way up, but it got some escalators that would take you straight on the top. So I'm probably gonna go hit in the top, see if I can capture some views. And then you see how nice the plaza is with the beautiful architecture, you know, cobblestones and everything. Really love how they maintain the streets out here. But before I hit the Cascade, I want to check out this street. Every time I take the GG, I always see this street and I think it's beautiful, so I'm just gonna walk a little bit of it and then head all the way up to the Cascade. They got cobblestones out here. Hey, look at the cobblestones and then the architecture. It's just amazing, right? And this is the street right here. Not too busy now, but even have an outdoor sitting area. You can find this all over the streets of Yerevan. I think it's literally like a coffee shop, you know, they have a lot of cafes. And coffee over here in Armenia is pretty good too. Today, I think if I drink coffee, I think I'm just gonna have a hot coffee instead of cold. Because, you know, the weather's a little bit chilly. You can see how nice the street is. And there's a restaurant, I think it's like a little bit of a Persian music or Armenian music. And I love it, like the culture, everything, it sounds nice. Now time for me to hit probably the major attraction here, which is the Cascade. But now I'm getting distracted with some street art in the other side of the street. So before I head towards the stairs, oh, can I merge here? Before I head towards the stairs, I think I'm gonna go to the other side to show you a little bit of the street art. Look how beautiful this is. And the details that they did to build it all the way out there. So you can literally take the stairs. The first time I went, I literally took the stairs all the way up. And then the next day when I came with my stepdaughter, I found out that they had like an escalator underneath that could take you all the way up. So that's crazy. I literally did some cardio. But let me show you the street art ahead of me. If you guys know me, not only I like architecture, but I'm also a huge fan of street art. And over here is not the exception. They got the street art with the cobblestones in the street. So I think that's gonna be a pretty interesting vibe. And here you see the street, the cobblestones, and some of the street art in this building, which I think is actually gorgeous and beautiful. And of course the sidewalk, they maintain it actually pretty nice too. So now I made it over here on top of the Cascades. I didn't take the stairs, I just took the escalators. But once you make it on top over here, wow, the view is just amazing. I don't know if my camera is gonna capture it clear, but you can literally see the mountains from over this way. You can see the city, and then over that way, there's one mountain over there and there's another mountain. I think it borders with another country, so it could be pretty hard to see, so it depends the season, but wow, this is just amazing, man. Then look at this epic view behind me, wow. I could come here every time and never get bored. Views and mountains towards my background. I really love this region over here, you know. Pretty nice, and like I said, the people, the food, and it's not really expensive, you know. You could do a lot for a good portion of money. And it proves you how a little bit spread out Yerevan can be. There's buildings over there in the mountain they're developing over that side. Then you see all of this. Then you could go all the way up here, which I did that last time, and it will take you towards the monument if you walk the other way. So it's a pretty good hike. So like always impressive views going all the way up there. The blast now I'm just gonna walk all the way toward the city center, which is still part of the city center, but over the city center, like the pedestrian area, to see the vibes and see what's going on over that side. So now the good thing or the easiest thing about this is going down the hill, so it shouldn't be draining for me, you know. So I think I already did a little bit of cardio going up towards where the Cascade is, but now we're gonna make it towards this side. And over here they have, like in the other side, Guess they're selling it like paint or some design. Let me see. Like over here, I just want to give you a little close up. It was actually more over this side, but yeah, you can see a couple of paintings. I'm not sure they're selling it, you know, the vendors or anything, but that's pretty cool to look at. And look at this architecture here. Look at this building, wow. Like about 5 stories, but I really love the details that they got here. It's just nice. So I really tell you that Armenia is really a super sacred land. Sacred, and you guys who are from here, you are blessed to have all this beautiful architecture, the history, and being one of the oldest countries in the world. I'm gonna go that way, but I spotted some street art over here, so I did a little detour over this street to see if I could capture the street art in this building. And even the smaller streets here are looking awesome, but this one over here, I think it's gonna be great. Let me see if I can get a close up and capture the street art. This is it right here. Simple, but it's looking pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie, sunsets here hit pretty good in Armenia too. But right now it's what, 4:12? So over here I think it gets dark like around 6:30. But in the summertime it gets dark past 8 o'clock, so that's a good thing. Pretty much like back home in the States. But yeah, like I told you, I'm just loving how the sun is literally lining up, you know, it's all perfection, so pretty good. Welcome back to Armenia for me, you know. I couldn't wait to come back here because I love the city so much. I love this country so much. Also, the street dogs are massive, holy. I was told that the reason why a lot of dogs here are pretty massive comparing to other countries is because I think they feed them like the meat. You know, Armenia pretty much specializes in protein and meat and stuff like that, so that's why, you know, the dogs are actually bigger and built than you'll see in many other countries. And one of the best parts of the city right here, pedestrian side, which I think a lot of cities should have something like this. The famous Northern Avenue, which is built for the people. Like I say many times, cities should be built for the people, not mainly for cars. You see the benefits of the city comparing to the States, where there's a lot of car-centric cities. You have a city like this and you see how the people are literally socializing and walking all together, like behind me, see people back and forth. And everything is walkable, and then you can take the tricycle, you know, they have like the e-scooters that you can rent, then they got, you know, Gigi, but it's like a rideshare app, or you could take also the train, so everything is literally just connected and walkable out here. Look how great Northern Avenue is. See the people, how they go back and forth, you know, and then of course the architecture, you can't go wrong with this. Not really a big city, but it's pretty awesome. I wouldn't mind living in a city like this, you know, you have it all right here. This is awesome. Let me just show you like a 360 view behind me. The people and everything. Wow, it's dope. It's actually pretty clean. I love it out here. And we see a guy setting up a drone, so I guess he's gonna fly a drone over here. Because I've seen footage from above the sky of Yerevan, and it's actually pretty nice. The way how they designed the city and the layout and everything is actually beautiful out here. If you keep going here, there's actually a restaurant that I ate earlier. Too bad I didn't have my camera out to film it. But it's like somewhere around here. I feel like in this street. And I tell you, the food was good. A meal for like 4 people, and it was a lot of food that we ended up taking home. It came out roughly in American dollars like 60 bucks. So it proves you know, you can eat at a good, nice, fancy restaurant without having to break your budget. And then here I want to show you a little bit of the street art. Look at this, how gorgeous it is. I can walk here every single day and never get bored of it. And ahead of me is actually the restaurant that I was eating. I'm gonna give you like a little close up. So this is a place, they have the outdoor dining and everything. I just want to show you like the front part so you can have an idea. If you come out here to Yerevan, make sure you come and eat over here. Let me see, where's the name of the place? And look at the car, wow. It's cute, right? And this is the restaurant over here. It's pretty nice in this street. I tell you, some of these buildings reminds me of Brooklyn, New York, by Flatbush Avenue. Like they got the main avenue and then they got cobblestones like this that merge around. Not gonna lie, man, I'm craving for a coffee. Hot coffee, man. I wonder what kind of coffee I could get, but yeah, you know, this city and the weather, I think it's really perfect vibe for a cup of coffee. And this area over here has pretty impressive architecture like you got right here. And just look at the pavement, how nice and clean it is, and then look at this building over here. Architecture is pretty nice, you can see. And then I think underneath they have like a shopping center. Underneath this plaza, probably also got like a parking area for you to park your car. I'm gonna walk over that way. I think if I go that way, it'll take me to Republic Square, so that's probably gonna be the end of my video. For today, I'm probably gonna cover more streets of this beautiful city. And also, one thing that I regret not doing the last time I came was filming it during the nighttime, you know. I think next week, I'll probably be here, it's gonna snow. I wanted to capture the snow because my fiance, she never experienced the snow, and that was one reason why we came back during this season too. But I think if we go tomorrow near the mountain area, there's probably gonna be snows over there, so I'm really looking forward to that, you know. I think it's gonna be actually pretty epic and like a different kind of content for you guys. It's been a minute since I filmed in cold weathers like this. You see how the street just keeps going, man. Tell you, man, make sure you guys, if you ever travel at Armenia, to your bucket list to come. I know it might be a little bit of a long trip because you gotta lay over and transfer, but once you're out here, man, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it, and a great, great country, great cuisine, culture, the people, you know, and you can do a lot without having to break your budget. This is such a sacred land right here. Now the sunset's starting to fall. Well, not really fall, but like hit over this side, but this street will take me straight towards Republic Square, but I want to show you the beauty in front of me. Just look at this, man. Tell you, man, this is not a boring city at all. This is what I love in a city. Seeing action, people walking back and forth, going on about their life, you know, no matter what the weather conditions are. So like I mentioned before, they have a metro system over here, but I'm not 100% sure. Anybody who is from here, they can literally correct me, but I think it's not really allowed to film in the station. You know, I wanted to take it and film it, but I've been reading like comments and something that's not really allowed to take a picture or video, because I think it used to be, or probably still is, like a shelter, you know, for if anything happens, if any tensions happen. So, I mean, if that's the case, then, you know, I respect that. But it's good to know that they have a metro system here in Yerevan, like if you want to commute from one side of the city to another one. Look at these little cars over here. They're cute, right? Old cars, and then this over here is Republic Square, the famous Republic Square. And a block ahead of me is the Marriott Hotel, which is also a beautiful structural building, you know. Fortunately, I don't work for that company, so I probably cannot really find like decent prices, but maybe in the future, if I come back, I'll try staying in that hotel and give a review to see how it is. But so far, I stay in Holiday Inn Express over here, and second time I stay here, and the service is good. It has breakfast included, and the breakfast is actually awesome too. Look at this architecture over here. Structure and everything. Then over here, they got these vans that they can take you around other parts of Armenia, so you can see the temple or like the churches and everything. Not sure how much it costs, but they have a lot of companies that you can search, I guess, online. You know, there is a good page that I follow in Facebook. I actually forgot the name, but it has to do with Armenia, and they help out, you know, if you have any questions in terms of transportation or any other question, they answer it. So it's a good way for you to learn. And then instead of taking a taxi, the best apps are Yandex and Gigi. The thing is with Yandex, I don't know, like it didn't really take my phone number, so I think Gigi, at least in my opinion, is better because it could take a foreigner phone number, and then you could put your debit card, credit card, and then you just book your rideshare app right there. This is the Marriott Hotel in Armenia. And look how beautiful the building is. Just plain gorgeous, right? And then a 360 view of the whole entire Republic Square, all of this, and a beautiful building right there. This is it, Marriott Hotel. Wow, what a beautiful structural building. I tell you, all these buildings in the corners, they literally look alike, like they're literally connected together. So, and then of course the sidewalk. It would be a pleasant stay over here. Like this architecture and the service, you know. Here we are, Republic Square. But the water fountain is not on today. Usually it'll be on and it lit up. But I think also, I was told during Christmas season, Armenia really goes hardcore with Christmas and decoration, because this is a highly Christian country. I think it's actually one of the oldest Christian nations in the whole world, but yeah, that makes sense why it goes hardcore. And look at this doggy, he's literally just sleeping. You see how big he is? There's another one in the other side of the street. You can see like this plaza sign over here. See the view, all of this. Pretty massive. I ain't gonna lie, this over here is kind of giving me a vibe of Philadelphia by the Rocky statue, you know, and where they got the, I think it's like an arts museum, like a little bit of that same by like the building like this. The only thing is they have tons of stairs where Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, he filmed the movie Rocky Balboa. So it's kind of giving me a little bit of that vibe of Philly. There's actually like a local park over there that goes on the other side, but I think I'm gonna save that for another video because I think I already covered enough, and I'm gonna be here for an entire week, so don't want to run out of ideas. But I think even if I film every day, pretty much similar locations, you're gonna enjoy it. There's so much happening over here, like the architecture, the people, the vibes, you know, it's just awesome. Even over here, you see this, guys? Look how beautiful the city is, the architecture, and then over there, it would take us straight to the pedestrian plaza that I was walking earlier. Over here is Armenia Street. I think I'm saying it correctly. Maybe not, but yeah, this over here takes you literally towards near the accommodation that I'm staying in. In this street, you'll find a couple of business, restaurants. There's a good restaurant spot, I forgot the name of it. It's kind of like a buffet area. I've gone there a couple of times and it's pretty good. So if I see it, I'm gonna show you guys. Here we are in Armenia Street. Also another little busy street that we got here in the city. And it keeps going all the way ahead, you know. But look at the architecture that I'm surrounded by. Simply plain beauty out here. It just blows my mind, the details that they put in every single block over here, you know, like everything is just well detailed and pretty nice, you know, like you could spend an entire day getting distracted looking at the architecture out here. So for today, I think I filmed a decent amount, but this is just the first day, you know. I'm still recovering from the long trip that I had from Bangkok, layover in Dubai, and then all the way over here, you know. But I want to see some of the vibes that was happening over here, so. But, you know, I have a lot of more content coming out here. Then I'm going, in a week, I'm going to another country to film. For the first time, never been there, so I want to see what that country is about, so. But that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.